Ba, 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 ba. I'm here. I'm here to make a little bit of push. A little bit of a push on Discord. I've mentioned it a few times. Now I want to push it because there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. And yes, it helps me out. But at the same time, I think that there's so many cool things here going on in terms of free assets, in terms of elevated service, in terms of content that you might want to check in on, in terms of tips and tricks that you might be missing out on and that are really cool. And not only that, but once you get used to it, it becomes a really great interface and a place that you might want to spend your morning. So let's call this the introduction. And please, by all means, check out the chapters at the bottom of this YouTube video. As you can actually scroll forward and back a few chapters or expand the description and skip to a chapter. We're going to go ahead and split this up into chapters so that it's easy to navigate. And I'm going to go kind of section by section. So this is going to be a long video because we've got a ton of content here. So first up, let's do the introduction. And the introduction is this. Why Discord? Discord, I needed a place to be able to handle common questions and for that data, those answers and responses for common questions to not get lost in the shuffle of a constant feed. When you're in Facebook or you're in some other surface, other forums, if you will, a lot of times the constant feed pushes the information you need down and out of sight to the point where at some points you can't even find the original content. That's true for my Facebook group. You can't find my original content, which was some of my best content. You can't even scroll far enough down to get to it. So that's saying something. So we want to be able to come up with a system that can do archive, for one. Two, we want to be able to pin information and save information and dynamically change information so that as that information needs to change, it can, but it can maintain its same place so that you can always find it. So we can do that in Discord. In fact, we can do a lot of incredible things in Discord. So the thought was, let's move to Discord. One, we needed a service just to be able to handle technical support for shop items. That's just part of it. So yes, part of this Discord server is that my shop items are integrated into that. But you're not being shoved shop item stuff all the time, because the way that Discord works is you only see what you're allowed to see in terms of role management. You're given multiple roles, and then you can see content based on those roles. So if you want to see content based on shop items, that's one thing. But if you don't, it's just a role management thing. So that's another really cool part about Discord is you can set up the content that you want to see and only that content. So let's back to the introduction of this is needed a place to be able to manage information, community support, not only that, but link management in terms of people's shop item updates, and then just get a community involved in helping out where they've utilized my systems as well and they can help other users. So that was the why. But the introduction to Discord part is that there's robots built into Discord that can do some really elevated things, and they're based on all this new AI trend. So we've got Midjourney in here, which we'll go over, and we've got ChatGPT integrations in here, which we can go over as well. So there's some things that you can do within the server that can really help your business. And not only that, but we're kind of collecting assets here and distributing those assets so that we're helping each other out as a community. So it's not just me as an individual. We've got a lot of people putting in a lot of time on the Discord server to make this experience as good as possible. So there's our introduction. Now let's go over a few things. Right off the bat, Discord can become very overwhelming because the way that it's set up. And the way that it's set up is the left-hand side here are categories and channels. So you've got a major heading that's a category that you can shrink down and expand. And then you've got individual channels, okay? And you're going to see a lot of emojis here. You know, the mind processes images much faster than it processes text. So we're using emojis to kind of like hopefully give you some, mind memory here as you're looking through this stuff. But this can be the complication here. It's not as graphically intuitive as, say, a Facebook when it comes to navigating. That being said, I did set up what's called a forum. So I set up a forum, and this is for navigation, so that when you come in here and you click on the navigation heading here, you're going to see that we've got navigating tips and tricks, the shop. Do you want free symbols? Do you want some architectural news? Do you want the AI forums? These are all built into the server. And so this is a fast and graphical way, Kanban style, for you to come in here and take a look. And you can see here there's a pin posted here that just shows you, hey, you want articles, you want daily news, you can just click on these links. It'll take you to that section of the server. And then you can go back up here to the top and click on navigation again, and maybe get to some additional info you're interested in. So where do I post my questions? It's a great question, right? So maybe you want to post in community support, or ask your question here is a constant thread that's being updated. So community support takes you to a place where you can set up your own posts, and we'll go over this. So I'm just going to go one by one down the list on the sidebar here. So first off, let's start off with the server guide. The server guide, we've got a FAQ here, right? And if we click on that, these are called embeds. And this is the power of Discord, is with an embed, I can change the content of this, but it maintains its position as the first and only post within this particular forum channel, okay? So this is where I can post information here. This is supposed to just help you out. One thing is, I'm like anybody else. I don't like notifications for everything that's happening. So I can quickly come in here and understand that a few quick clicks can get me so that I'm muting notifications. I'll give you an example of that. We've got a whole news section here, and in that news section, we've got articles. And in those articles, I might not want to see every post that's coming from that. So I can right click on it, and then I can say mute this channel, or notification settings. I only want to get notified if someone is mentioning me specifically, or one of my roles. Now, a role might be something like, I'm a designer, I'm a new construction person, I'm a remodeler. And that way we can tag you when something might be applicable to your industry, if you like. So let's go back up to the top of the list. Starts off with that server guide. There's a FAQ here. There's an access VIP information section here. And there is, in fact, a subscription model. In fact, there's 3 subscription models in this server. And we will take a look at what's in those subscription models. So we'll get to that. And then we've got chief experts. I'm affiliated with Dan Bowman and his chief experts crew, John Schrader, Robin Fisher, Kevin Transu, a bunch of incredible people there. And if you didn't know that, come into this server, check it out. We've got some links to a bunch of their stuff. So that's what this is in the FAQ here. All right. Then we've got events. Beyond that, events, we've got, I'm going to start populating this more and more with some national, regional architectural events, including architectural contests. You're going to see more and more pumped into the events category. Right now, we're showing the NKBA Kitchen Bath Show, which I'm going to be at, and also the Chief Architect Total Immersion Summit that's put on by Chief Experts, which I will be training power users at. So a couple events in there. Channels and roles. This is a place where you can come in and set your experience level in Chief Architect so that we can ping you in case we need to give you a video that caters to your particular experience level, or if we want to cater a video to you specifically and we need to know what level of experience you are, this is a place where you can set that up. And then there's a Browse Channels tab. And in the Browse Channels tab, this is where you can truncate your sidebar to only show the things that you might be interested in. So you can choose to display or not display something here. So if I uncheck Follow Category of Photoshop Cloud, that's going to disappear from my sidebar. Just like the Help Desk here. If I uncheck that Help Desk Follow Category, you're going to see that disappears from my sidebar. So you can make this less overwhelming by our channels and roles where we browse channels. And then we've got our members list here. And this can show recent members versus online members, etc. I do have a donate tab. I do put quite a bit of free work into this server specifically because I'm passionate about it and I'm trying to grow it. So people do send me donations that help out because sometimes I'm building out some really custom stuff that I would typically charge quite a bit of money for. And I'm doing it just to keep this server moving and happy and some really cool people contributing. And then we've got that navigation forum. Again, this is a very easy way to kind of find your way around. If you find this is an easier way to navigate, that's what this is here for. And then the help desk, we've got a particular forum that is only unlocked when you purchase my Pro Plan templates. And there's an agreement that comes with my pro plan templates. It's a contractual agreement, and it's about sharing proprietary information, so that when you need tech support on one of my um, on a plan that was rooted in the pro plan template, you have to strip it of all that proprietary data, because I have no way of keeping that data under wraps. So this is a forum where you can share your problems that are stemming from the use of the pro plan template, or not rather stemming from, but you had a problem with the plan and you want to get information about it. This is a place that you can freely share. This is specifically set up for people that have purchased my stuff, and so I specifically help people out in here as much as I can. So, and then we've got community support, and this is a great little heading. The main pinned post is rapid fire support, and this is just a scrolling list of people asking quick questions, and we're giving out very fast solutions here. So this list goes on and on and on. You can learn a bunch of stuff from just scrolling this list, seeing what someone's problem was, and seeing what the solution was. And then on to someone had some installation problems on installing the shower and bath tools. Someone wanted to know how to build this particular cabinet. That's an angled cornered cabinet. So we're getting a lot of info in this community support section. This particular section is new because it wasn't a forum before. So there's not as much content as the archived help section has. And then we've got an information desk. If you just have general questions on the server, this is an easy place to come in here and ask those general questions. And then we've got a server stat section, and this is one of those things that you'd probably turn off if you're not interested in this. But we've got our subscribers. This is the number count for YouTube. So these are just stats. We've got 44 VIP members, 336 members at the time of this video, and then Photoshop Club members are 9, and we just started up the Twinmotion Club as well, and then called the Twinmotion Tribe. And then the leaderboard will eventually be used to hand out prizes. So it's kind of like a participation award, if you will. And then we've got the VIP section. So VIP announcements are specifically made to just give out any kind of announcements that might be happening for VIP members. And I'll skip forward a couple. The Valet is a place where you're going to vote for the kind of content that you want next month. So I give the users the opportunity to vote on the type of videos that they want to see for the next month worth of subscription. And then the VIP content list hasn't been built out yet. It will be built. It's a long list. So, and then let's take a look at some things. So the VIP main section, this is where all of this content gets dropped in. And so there's over now 14 hours of video content in here. And it is divisioned by categories. So you can come in here, and if you want to, and you want to see something in particular, let's just click down here. I'm going to say I want to see terrain videos. Well, I can click on terrain, and it's going to only show me that Kanban style, only show me all those terrain videos. So this is a great way of coming in here. You want to learn terrain, you click on that filter, and there we go. We've got terrain videos. So a bunch of different videos in here, and some really elevated content. There's no mixing words. This isn't like a live video. I'm taking videos and pausing sections where I'm just kind of working through the motions and unpausing and coming through and just delivering you content that is very concise, short, and straight to the point. So a lot of content in here covering a variety of different topics. So we're covering how to do manual roofs. Right now we're working on foundations. We did terrains. I show how to do some shaped cabinets for under a stair setup. We do some just CAD work tips and tricks. So I show you how to use a Matterpack scan and do some tips and tricks within that. So good content here. There's another forum that's specifically for macro scripting. So if you're getting into macro scripting, this is where I even share the macro scripts, which are part of my pro plan. So you don't even need to have my pro plan to get access to seeing how some of the pro plan macros are scripted. So here's a really elaborate script on window window labels, where the user gets to configure how they want this to show up, whether or not they want superscript on the schedule number, if they want superscript on our dimensions, if they want an X in between the dimensions or not, if they want to truncate this label or leave it expanded. And then the window label, as you shrink it down to 30 inches, it's going to stack this into a prefix and context and then suffix. So some really advanced macro scripting that we're doing here, and we're doing it with ChatGPT. And I'm showing you how to do that within the VIP club. So this is a really cool setup in here. And then I got Photoshop Club, same kind of thing. And these are totally different prices. So this one's certainly more affordable, but you're getting some really good content in here. This is a newer forum than the other one, but we still have, I don't know, I think I've got probably about 6 hours of content in here. And so this is these are all catered videos that not only do they cater to our industry and just graphical design, but it also caters to just photo editing as well. So I'm showing you a bunch of tricks so that hopefully you can take those tricks and the concepts behind those tricks and utilize them elsewhere in your practice. So I've got a lot of, I don't know, I feel like I've got some happy customers within here. I have some automatic reposting of popular YouTube channels that are Photoshop channels that I follow. So this automatically posts from brands like the Pix and Perfect brand, who is a fantastic Photoshop coach. And then we've got our PS content list that shows us what exists in the Photoshop contest section. And then if you want to make some requests on Photoshop content, this is where you're going to make that, is in this PS requests. And then on top of that, when you join the Photoshop Club, you get access to the repositories. And the repositories are where I'm dumping assets. So you can see here I'm dumping a bunch of individual bump or normal maps. I'm dumping a bunch of diffuse maps, such as all these tile textures. I'm bumping in rugs and normal maps. And these are ones that I created myself and look really good in renderings. And then I'm showing you the sky replacement section. And this is where you can get into, mountain skies that are for Photoshop sky replacement tool. And same thing, cloud skies versus sunset skies. So I'm just giving these away once you have access to the Photoshop Club. And then I'm also giving away overlays, and we'll explain to you how we use these overlays in a video to kind of make your renderings pop. You can see here we're demonstrating that we're using some flares, some sun flares, some bursts in order to create more of a dynamic rendering look, and very quickly, I might add. So, and then the Twinmotion tribe just opened up. So we've already got one subscriber to that, and they're a subscriber to the other subscription models. So that to me sounds like a happy customer. So that's coming up pretty soon, where I'm going to give away all my Twinmotion assets, and then I'm going to explain to you how I use those assets, some tips and tricks for rendering out stuff from Chief Architect to Twinmotion really quickly, for maintaining a proper stack within Twinmotion, for organizing your folder structures, etc. So that's coming up real soon. Next, I got a news section here. So in the news section, and I've got to remember to pause between what I'm talking about so we can properly chapter this in YouTube. So news section, we've got announcements. Announcements are just general server announcements, like we announced that we had a Black Friday sale going on. And then we've got some additional stuff here. We got invited to admin another group on Discord, so I've been building that out, and that's been a really fun adventure. You can go check that out. That's the Residential Design Professionals group. So it looks somewhat familiar to this right here, and we're getting some good feedback by really reputable Discord users that are saying, yeah, this server structure is really cool. So once you get used to it, it's pretty easy to navigate. So here we go. We're just announcing some shop items where we announced that someone won a VIP quarterly giveaway. And then let's get into the daily news, which is a forum. So the daily news just kind of started, and this is just news that I'm picking out and might be interesting to people, but also this particular forum is open to anybody posting here. So if you found something that you find interesting and want to push through to the group in the news section, you can. So for instance, we noticed that the head developer of the rendering engine over at Chief Architect posted some interesting information. So I reposted it here. And then I had my picks for Black Friday sales for things that I use. So there we go. I posted a bunch of stuff here. So again, so much content in this server. Let's get to articles. These are RSS feed notifications coming from very known publishers within the architectural and interior design world, like Architectural Digest. And some of these articles are really fantastic. So these are getting pushed out all day, every day. So have a pop in here, see what's going on. There's some really cool little sections here. There's some sections here that are just very design centric. So all of these are architecturally based or interior design based. Similar to articles, we've got podcasts. So this automatically updates when there's been a new podcast in several different construction based or architectural based podcasts. Same thing with YouTube. We're getting some reposts from Chief Architect itself. So that's there from Rabbitt Design itself. And then we're going to add a couple more here, like the 30 by 40 YouTube site is a popular one, a favorite of mine. I'm going to skip past Instagram. That one's not working yet. We're working on the company that I use to repost things to work on a solve for Instagram, because Instagram changed some policies. But in the job board, we've got several scrapers happening here. And so what it's doing is it's taking a look at some of the Facebook groups that are for hire groups, and also the offering service section of Chief Talk. And if anyone posts in those locations, this automatically updates here. So we're getting that information faster than you are about when there's a possible gig work going on. So there's a reason right there to come join us. Main channels. We're going to go over the main channels now. User contact info. It's a great way for people to introduce their company, who they are, a picture of themselves, and then their contact info. You might see their name come up over and over again. We know Chad very well around here. It's great to see his face on the boards, and you can get a hold of him because he's doing some really cool stuff. This is a great way to just promo your company and link this to the gallery, which we'll go over it a little bit later if you want to share your projects. And, you know, a lot of people are on here, and sometimes we need work, right? And we need a subcontractor to do some stuff for us. So this is also just interfacing with each other, networking with each other. And then we've got our main chat room. The chat room's been around for a while, so there's a lot of content here. You can scroll for quite a while to get into all the different content here. And any one of these posts might be an infinite scroll, if you will. So we've been going over what people might want to see in the window label, which was kind of driving the content about the macro generation. And you name it. We've got people diving into OpenAI to DALL-E. We've got posts about PCs and what's better and this and that, and what's coming next in technology, etc. So a bunch of information in here. Come take a look. Just the chat room itself is worth a look through. Let me click through to the gallery. The gallery is new because we had an old gallery, and the old gallery was an individual thread that we archived. So this section is pretty new, and I know I've got one user that wasn't happy that we deprecated the old gallery, but the new gallery, here it is. You can showcase your work. You know, this is just showcasing a bunch of my kitchens. So there you go. And, you know, this does drive some conversations. People are interested in what you're doing, what you're building. So it's fun to come in the gallery and take a look at what other people are designing. And we hope to have this built out very quickly. Like I said, the old gallery had a lot of good content in there. So the new gallery should have a lot pretty soon as well. And then I've got the AI board. And the AI board is where I go to generate a bunch of media content. So I come in here and I utilize Midjourney, which is built into this server, as well as ChatGPT. And you can see here, this is how we generated the for sale Black Friday sale for the Rabbitt Design shop. And this is how we generated a lot of, like, if we go back to our navigation section and we take a look here, all these images were generated inside of the server in the AI board, and they were specifically generated to look like each other using a similar color palette and a similar style. So I can show you how to do that within this server, which is very, very cool. And you can see here graphically, this is very cohesive. So very cool way of doing this. Here's the AI forums right there. I can click on the AI board and get myself right back to that spot where I was at the biz dev section. And I've got a long running stream of consciousness here where I'm generating all kinds of different materials, including textures and tileable textures and just graphics for blogs and graphics for shop items. And you can see here a lot of the stuff that you see out there on the web coming from me is generally speaking, I'm using this AI to generate some graphics for that. So come in, ask questions about how we're using this stuff. So here's utilizing some stuff about ChatGPT or explaining some stuff about that. And then some other people are sharing some information about AI that they're running into on the web. Moving down the line, we've got a product preferences forum. This is a newer forum as well, as people are generating their construction documents and they've got products in particular that they like to spec. This is a great place to check those products out. This is just starting out, so we've only got a few products in here. Obviously, a lot of people in the industry are familiar with the zip wall sheathing. And then we've got a paver system by Tile Tech, which is a new product to me. And then I'm always speccing Z-Wave devices, so I like to put in my preferred Z-Wave devices in here because they act as normal devices until you want to upgrade and turn it into a smart system, and then that smart system already exists in a customer's home. So some kind of elevated thinking there in terms of product placement. And then we've got our gear forum, and this is all gear that either I or someone else in these boards have purchased and used and utilized and are reviewing. So we've got a bunch of gear in here. You can take a look through here. We've got the links for that gear, and we'll be getting reviews on this gear periodically as well. I just throw this in here because this is fun to just even explain. There are places in this server that you can't post, and when you do, it automatically tags you as a role, and that role then automatically is called out saying, hey, you just asked a question and you asked it in a place that you can't ask it. And so this is that hey you board where I just go, I'm trying to help you out. I'm going to put you in the right direction. This is a big reason why we use Discord, is because I can automate. These things just don't disappear. When you have a question, it gets answered. It's going to get answered one way or another. So that's why it's a great place to come with your questions and get them answered. Because even if you post it in the wrong place, something's going to tell you that, hey, we can go ahead and answer your question. Here's another link to experience level. You get introduced to this right away. This just helps us kind of understand where you're at so that we might be able to help you out. And then we've got a whole free symbols section. So moving forward, all my new free symbols are going to make it into this server. And I'm even updating these symbols as I go, which is another great reason to use Discord, is because when something gets updated, it's very easy to update the listing itself, right? And then I can even make an announcement that that item is updated and linked to it. So all this data is got a lot of cross traffic. It's easy to archive and categorize and bring out of archive, etc. So I've got a lot of cool new symbols coming in here now. I feel like my symbol creation is at its peak, and so my newest symbols, they really do really look good in 3D renderings. And I got a free backdrop here. That's a good one. That was from a recent trip to Yosemite. And we talk about this kind of stuff in the chat room as well. So if you've got questions about how these things are created, we can always talk about them. This is just a place with links where you can leave a review. If you've used my products and you want to leave a review, leave some feedback, I appreciate it. It helps me out. So that's just what this is. And then shop tips and updates are specifically for people that have purchased some item from my shop. Now, only people that have purchased items from my shop and then come onto the server, mentioned me with their purchase email, will see this whole sidebar. Okay, and that's kind of an important aspect of this whole server for me, is because I can manage people's shop items very easily this way. And not only that, I can see what they purchased, easily answer their question based on what they purchased, because sometimes their installation of a shop item is dependent on what things they've purchased. So this is a great way for me to organize this, and you'll see what's happening here is that we've got a listing of all the current versions of shop items. I do update shop items quite frequently, meaning I'm improving them quite frequently, and you're getting those improvements for free within this version, right? So as I update it, I explain what's been updated, why it's super cool, and why we've got some additional function out of nowhere and you didn't even pay any extra to get that. And then I list what the current version is of that update. So if someone comes in and say, hey, I need to know how to install that update, then I can look at their roles, see what they've purchased, and give them advice based on that. So that's what the current version is about. And then update announcements, you can see here that, here we go. Can you please update my my profile. Awesome sale, by the way. Someone bought some sale item from this recent Black Friday sale. And there you go. I give him the thumbs up. He's got new roles. He can see new sections over here on the left-hand side. I also just show that we added some things. There's a scraper on my own site. So if we add something to the shop, it shows up here underneath update announcements. And then we've just got, some individual questions here, but mainly it's questions about updates in particular. Got user opinions. People are sharing their opinions with the systems. This is always great feedback for me. And then you can see here, these are just purchase links. So very easily can just click on a purchase link that takes you right to your link where you get to download your newest stuff. We'll just give you an example of this. We'll click on the kitchen tools. We'll click on your purchase link. It's going to say, let's visit Dropbox. And then within Dropbox, we can see it's taking me to X15 instructions, and I can download this whole setup. So there you go. And let's switch back to Discord. So that's it. We've made our way through the whole server guide. And you know what? This is only growing, and I'll tell you a couple more things about it. It's got a couple of robots that are doing some automated tasks for me. And then on top of that, you can actually do some control stuff where you see stats in the server. You can generate images in the server. You can get advice from ChatGPT in the server. And I can show you how to do all that stuff. But you got to come join. You got to come check it out. So I'm hoping this video serves as just a little intro to it and why we keep kind of trying to draw people in here. And we're drawing you in because we're not losing content, we're keeping content, and it's accessible, and you can find it, and we can point you to it. And not only that, but you can ask any question you want, and it's going to get answered. So there's a lot going on here that's just really cool for the community, and I hope someday that this server gets built out to the point where it's a bustling, huge community. Like I said, we got about 350 members right now. I expect by next year we're about, 1,000 members, 1,500 members would be fantastic. And then maybe it's a place where you just start your day. You come check it out, drink a little bit of coffee, read through some of the articles, check out some of the new YouTube videos, see some new little tips and tricks that we drop in there. There you go. So enjoy. Thank you for giving me your ear, checking out this video. It's a little different from most of my videos, and appreciate you.